We're recording.
So we'll call the meeting to order. And looks like the first item of business, appropriation reduction resolution.
So as you know, when I met with Department of Local Government Finance, they wanted us to do an appropriation reduction resolution stating that we aren't going to spend $50,034 out of the rainy day fund that we had allocated for the boiler project. So we did not spend it, and we're going to spend it, so I need you to, I guess, probably read it, Mike, and then.
Whereas it has been shown that certain existing appropriations now have unobligated balances which will not be needed for the purpose for which appropriated. Section 1, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Peabody Public Library, Whitley County, that the following appropriation be reduced in the following amounts. It's got the rainy day fund, other services and charges, $50,034 for the reduction request, and the reduction approved $50,034. Adopted this 9th day of October 2019.
Just need a motion to go ahead and accept that. So
Yeah.
moved.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Approved. So we just have to sign.
So you just have to sign under the I. I always want to say A. I know it's I, but it looks like A. So, do I have to sign twice? Yeah. Does it have an attestation on it?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, you do.
Then the next item would be the adoption of the 2020 budget.
Did anybody have any questions about the budget? You've seen it a couple months in a row now.
We need a motion to approve it.
Yes.
I'll make the motion to approve the budget. Second.
Any discussion on it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Okay, now on this one, you've got to make sure you mark the box aye, nay, or abstain by your name and then your signature. And then Margaret, you sign on the front, but then you sign on the back as well.
The next thing will be the minutes for adoption.
I'll make the motion, we go ahead and approve the minutes as presented. I will second that.
Any discussion, problems with the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. I'm just gonna sign where Tony did, so I won't miss it. And then after the minutes, we're down to the reports.
The Friends of the Library, I may have told you this already last month, but they had a really successful, you knew the amount. I don't remember the amount, it was like $500? Over $500? So, but they had a really good sale.
That was from just a one-day
A
sale.
one-day sale. They're gonna have another one that first Thursday in November, and we've already been getting tons of donations once again. So they'll have a lot to choose from. And DVDs and Blu-rays, we have boxes and boxes of those. So,
Except for the ones that walk out.
ones that walk out.
Yeah, they're
So-
donating them.
So anyways, that's all I have from the Friends. And then as far as the director's report, I'm looking through here. The one thing I did really want to cover, because we've already done the budget thing, and I talked to you, do you want to know anything more about the boilers? I mean, they are working, the building is comfortable.
If it works, so.
Yeah, so everything has been working fine. I did want to let you know that Cincinnati Insurance did come out and hired somebody to come in and look around, and it may have been because of the increased incidence of the first report for injuries to staff. However, the things they found had nothing to do with the staff areas, that had to do with the electrical. And I have not contacted Kissingers to come out and take care of it yet, but I will. So I've been really focused on getting the surveys done, so it's kind of been what I've been eating, drinking, and breathing for the last few days. Kelly Sheets did come out, and they came up with, the continuous improvement committees came up with 3 different mission statements, and I'm just gonna send them around for you to just take a look at. I will talk about it next month. But I was pleased with this go-around because the first mission they had given to me, I was sort of disappointed in. So it was really great that she came out and worked with them on that. And then you know about the TBD loss, and I'm still checking the inventory just to see if maybe some of those materials come back, because we have had an issue of things coming in, getting checked in, but actually going on the shelf and they're still checked out to the patron. So I'm hoping that maybe we had an issue of the opposite. So maybe some people thought they checked it out. But I'll keep monitoring that closely, and I'll keep you apprised with what's going on as far as the ED loss. Health insurance. As you know, I'm requesting your approval to increase staff portion of the health insurance premium they pay to 15%. We would still pay 85%. Quite frankly, I did not budget enough to cover the increase. We did get quotes from the chamber, and it may be have been included on your sheet. They were ridiculous. It was like $1,500 a month per person on some of the plans. So I may have it listed separately to take care of that on the agenda. Well, I guess I don't. So did you want to talk about this? You want to go ahead and make a motion? I'm not sure.
Health insurance here.
The health, yes. So we'd stay with PHP. We would do the PHP, I think it's called the Gold POS 3 plan that was on that form that was sent to you. So I need approval for, your approval for that plan, and then your approval to increase the portion that the staff pays for the insurance premium.
Is it known among the staff that it's gonna increase?
I've talked to the supervisors about it, but I have not said anything to the staff.
I just wondered how it was absorbed.
Well,
Per person, how much
I'm sure about that.
it depends on who it is and how much, I mean, it just depends on their age and.
I think with the rising cost of healthcare, I think it's a fair.
Yeah, my employer doesn't pay that much.
Yeah, I was
That's
asking
a
Tim
very-
what the school
That's a
did.
huge amount.
Yeah, our employees are at 17%.
They pay 17. I know other libraries, it's generally 25.75. So, I think it's.
I'll make a motion that we accept the insurance changes for the employees as stated.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion with that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Go ahead and list back to you then, Greg. Do you want to take it from here? I don't want to point on your
I'll try to figure out where we are. It
I
sounds
think
like
we're to claims.
I was gonna say, it looks like
Unless you have more reports, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm in the middle of the director's
Okay.
report,
Yeah.
but we did that while we're, because I didn't have it as a
Yeah.
separate action on the agenda.
Okay.
So we
Okay,
did.
we'll keep
So
going with the
I'll
director's
keep running.
report.
Okay. Corson did come out, did an inspection test, and the horn and the strobe in the periodical room was not functioning, but they did come in yesterday, and that has been fixed. So that's all taken care of. The NIPSCO bill, so it's 0. And we called them, and they said, sorry, we can't come out and look at the meter because we don't know who Mary Hartman is. So I had to send a letter saying that I was the executive director here, and now they'll come back out, look at the meter. But we didn't call them back because in the meantime, I'd gotten hold of, Corey and PDP, and they came out, and they turned the water back on, and the boilers have been working. So I'm gonna wait and see what the next month's bill is.
That happened back in 2017, also was 0.
Correct. It was the meter went out.
Yeah, but it looked comparatively, the price the next month didn't jump way after that. Plus, you never know what the weather was going to be.
That's true. But yeah, no, we've been down this road before.
You were here at 17.
Pardon me?
You were here at 17.
I know I was. Yeah. Well,
So they're replacing, they have fixed the meter or?
but they haven't come out yet. We're waiting to see what the next gas bill is gonna be. The thing that amazes me is how we didn't even get charged for the hot water, but we didn't. So, well, that's just it. I don't wanna get a, $7,000 bill back, but we'll, we reported it. But, okay. They came out and they did replace some of the parking lot lights that were out. I haven't gotten that bill yet. And then the library was awarded the Fleck Advocacy Award at the 65th anniversary and annual meeting. The plaque is really cool because Kim Hellman, who used to work for us, actually works for Passages now, and she's an artist. And she took a ceramic tile and actually did the wetlands. So she's got like a blue heron on there, and you can tell the background is the wetlands. It's just beautiful.
Where is it?
So I have it hanging up in the lobby upstairs, right underneath the book that they gave us when we got the partnership award in 2017. So they're both right up there together. So you have to stop by and look at it because it's absolutely beautiful. Mark put it on the wall so tight that you can't take it off, and I'm glad that he did because I don't want it to fall or break. And that was a total surprise. I mean, I got the call that the library's going to get some kind of award, and during, I forget his name, Myers, what's his first name? Jason was doing his presentation about Passages. He had said something about the library providing an area for Spotlight to perform and everything, and so I figured that was recognition. It was very nice. And then at the end, Jim and Kay Fleck get up, and Jim's talking, and next thing I know, he's, yeah.
2 hours later.
And then he said, and Mary Hartman, and I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do now? But anyway, so it was a great honor that we got that. State Board of Accounts, you and I are still meeting tomorrow with them. However, it turns out, I found it this morning, they had to meet with Tony. So they actually met with Tony. They met with Tony, what, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago? But you and I can still meet with them tomorrow because I have to sign. He had to sign the form today, and I have to sign the form tomorrow, so.
Oh, and you still have to have,
And I still have to meet with them.
and about how long is it gonna take?
It was like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
5 minutes for business, another 5 or so for.
Or just chit chat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Because the auditor lives in Columbus,
yeah.
in Eagles Room.
So,
How convenient. I don't know, do you want to be that close to your auditor?
Her name's Stacy Ross, so that's who we met with. But tomorrow we'll meet with Bernadette Cousins and Stacy Ross. So, and then,
In
yep.
your office?
Pardon me?
In your office?
Yes. And then Donna Holland and I have been working on getting everything ready for the countywide survey. The only thing that we're trying to tweak right now is the online survey, which will be available October 21st. So that is all I have.
Mary, did you already do the personnel changes?
No. Do I even have it on there? I don't even have it on there.
Send them to us.
It was
Yeah, I
in,
know.
it was in your report, and then they were sent on too.
Well, then I
The
totally
pages-
just avoided it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we can go back and do that. I'm glad you caught that. Oh, there they are. You're right, it's right there. Okay. So if you look at page 37, one of the people that's on the committee is actually, well, she's been with us a couple of years, but she likes things being spelled out a little bit more clearly. And so those are the changes that we want to make as far as rest periods and lunch breaks. And then for the short absences from the building, you know how you write the policy and then practical application isn't what you're doing at all? So we went through and took out what we're really not doing and actually put in what we are doing. So that's why they do tell their direct supervisor. They don't necessarily call down to the administration office. So we updated that to show what we actually do. And then on page 32, which is the code of conduct that they sign, we wanted to add another bullet point saying that they agree to follow the Peabody Public Library professional conduct parameters. Are we good, smart? Can I keep on going?
Mhm.
What are the professional conduct parameters?
They're written, it's 2 pages,
Right there.
and there's part of it right here. I don't have the whole thing in here.
It doesn't say parameters, so it didn't. You have more than 2 pages?
I just have 2.
Here's our-
Well, mine are, yeah, I printed my own, they're all.
Oh, okay.
Professional.
Yeah, you should have 2 pages back and front.
Okay, at least I printed my own. I'm looking at yours thing.
Okay, then under professional conduct, on page 31, and I'm doing these backwards, that's because they were in my packet backwards, I apologize. So, there's an issue with people being on their cell phones.
Really?
Surprise, surprise. So we added that, the 2 statements, that we have the right to, you know, tell them they're in trouble because they're not working their office.
What do they do with
It's
this?
really,
talking.
I think they're texting, they're texting a lot, and it's not
Social
right.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, somebody sees.
And it's hard to even break them up. You just keep it to a minimum.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's where we ended up too, was
Yeah.
basically just trying to make sure that was getting done.
Right. So that's where we're at with this. Now, the harder part is, I do have some of them that just rely on that phone so much and then use it for work too. But how do you know if it's work, or how do you know if it's play and all of that? And they are given other tools to use. You have, you know, pads or, you know, iPads to use, and they have their own computer workstation. So, if you guys think this is too harsh, you can tell me, but if you're fine with that,
It just needs to be flexible.
so. It needs to be flexible, is that what you said?
I think but I think that is flexible.
Yeah.
And then Linda had mentioned to me, and she's right, that we weren't consistent. We were saying 3 months for personal leave days and sick leave, but with healthcare, it's 90 days. So let's just be consistent with 90-day requirement and have personal leave days be 90 days and the sick leave be 90 days. So those were the updates that we had made.
Any other questions for Mary about the changes that are proposed? Anybody willing to
I-
make?
The new form of, whatever these personal leave days and professional conduct, et cetera.
Right.
Those
Recommended
don't
that
have
we
to
get-
wait a month after they're presented to be voted on, or changes to those? If you guys are, I mean, I presented, you guys have final say, and I have not presented it to the staff yet. If you want me to do that, I can.
No, I just
but-
thought we had something where we present, it gets presented at one meeting and then we have to wait until the next, or is that just bylaws?
I know.
I
Ray
know
had
at
us
other
at one
times
time.
we've waited to, I don't know, I don't care.
Um,
If it's not a rule.
I think that the only thing I'm aware of right offhand that requires that is an amendment to like our bylaws.
Right, I know that does. Just seems like in the past we've
We can,
read
and we
it
can
one
certainly,
time.
if you don't need these to go into effect, we can certainly table it until next month.
To see if something else comes up, or why would we?
Well, if Margaret has concerns.
I don't have concerns unless we're going against the law. We conduct the.
No, I don't know of
conducted the-
anything.
No, the only thing, I think in past, we presented to you, presented to them, and come back if there's been a lot of significant changes that are really gonna,
Yeah, these aren't things.
and these aren't, we just need some minor tweaks, in my opinion, so.
It just seemed like we've always waited, presented a 1 month, and voted the next, or.
The only thing would be the cell phone, and you just need leeway to, it could involve termination, probably wouldn't, but
Well, we do have a motion to adopt the changes that have been proposed to the personnel policy. Is there a second?
I second motion.
It's been moved and second, I think Mike did.
You did. Oh, no.
Second, I'm sorry. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of adopting the changes proposed to the personnel policies signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That was taken care of. Is that all that we had in the report then?
Yes.
Okay, then it had been, I guess, I'm just gonna make a note, just to have you look at it more carefully. Mary, or Don had raised on page 9 of 10 of the survey, he wants to make sure that we are sensitive and appropriate in however we refer to various racial distinctions and use whatever the appropriate current nomenclature is for that, so that we don't run the risk of offending anybody. And I don't think that he or I are necessarily aware of what that is, but we just wanted you to double, triple check that. Is that fair, Don?
Yeah, well, I mean, you asked for their race, and you've got black African Americans. Now, there are a lot of African Americans that aren't really black. So I don't know if that presents a problem.
Well,
If you just have African Americans.
I'm using the terminology and the questions pretty much that were in the awareness to funding. And if that, and that was the original, that was the way that it was written
Okay.
in that. So in order for us to compare apples to apples, I want to keep, and I'll be honest with you, Don, they're folded in the envelopes ready to go
Okay.
tomorrow. So,
I just want to give you some.
Something else to lose a little sleep over. Okay. Had the director's report, monthly claims. Are there any questions or concerns regarding the claims? Did Mark anything that looks strange, other than the lack of being billed by NIPSCO apparently?
Well, it doesn't show up as a claim if it's 0.
That's true.
That was nice of you.
You, Mary, on page 35, U.S. Postal Service unrestricted gift fund, $1,000. That's just money you put back into that account?
no, that's the money that we're using for the survey.
Oh, okay.
For the, that I had asked you if you could
For
use the
postage?
unrestricted for the postage,
All
yes.
right.
Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Been moved, is there a second? Moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor of approving the claims as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Claims are approved. Is there any other business for the regular meeting? There being none, and
I would make a motion, we adjourn the regular meeting.
moved. And
Here, I'm sending that around.
is there
We'll turn off the
seconded
camera.
to adjourn the meeting? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, regular meeting is adjourned.
Oh, I didn't get the motion in those seconds.
Mike, I moved. John seconded for the
Okay.
adjournment.
And do I need to know in here somewhere the switch over between you two running the meeting?